Hello everyone, I am Imran Ali, Assistant Professor, Department of MBA, Noida Institute of Engineering and Technology, Greater Noida. This is lecture 25th, Unit 3, where I am going to discuss about Kanban. I will be discussing about basic concept and relevance of Kanban and how does manufacturing organizations can implement this Kanban and what are going to be advantages of Kanban. Kanban, it is the part of the just in time. Again, it was being developed by an engineer in Toyota, and the objective was that how an organization can minimize wastage in their production process, and inventory should not be keep more than necessary or more than requirement, otherwise it is going to add a cost to the organization. So, the Toyota had developed certain ways and method that how we as an organization can identify some approaches or the certain method whereby overall cost of maintaining inventory can be lowered down. We also understand that by Kanban, organizations are achieving efficiency into their operations and the wider development has been brought into the organization. So, Kanban basically it is a system where we are using certain visuals, we are using certain card, and each card indicate about that what is the status of inventory and how many goods are there within the organization. So, for example, the company has kept two card and the inventory level will be half. It is being assumed that now the next order need to be placed. So, as and when one card it is being shown or a particular signal it is being given, it indicate about that the reorder need to be placed or some order need to be placed because the level of inventory is below the optimum level, and again a reorder need to be put in place so that the required quantity can be produced or can be taken from supplier. Next, card system that control production and inventory. As I told you that the can it is a Japanese terminology, can it is card. So, and the ban it is signal. So, the signal it is being given through card, and these signal will indicate about the status or situation of level of inventory within a particular organization. So, this signal will indicate or this signal will help the manufacturing organization to maintain an optimum level of inventory into there. Now, what I mean to say, signal may not be necessary nowadays into card only, because the technology has been developed, advanced computer or systems are being developed by the organization. Now, different kind of visuals can also be used by the organization. Purpose behind it to understand and to indicate about what is the optimum level of inventory and how does the organization can utilize this optimum level of inventory to maintain and to reduce cost. Card system that control production and inventory. So, here into the inventory level what does happen into the card. Hypothetically, there are certain point into the organization, point A, B, C and D. Card system or Kanban system work in reverse. As per the market situation or demand scenario, the point D will indicate or talk about this situation to point C, point C will talk about to the point B, and point B will talk or give the signal to point A. I repeat, Kanban it is a system of signal, and why these signals are being given so that companies can understand through a particular signal or particular color, and they are not maintaining extra or excessive inventory. Ultimately or consequently they are reducing and they are in the position to lower down their cost. So, it is point A, B, C and D. point D will give signal to point D that some goods are required, or in the next month or in the next quarter some goods are likely to be into more demand. So, it is a positive signal for point C. Now, point C will give signal to point B, yes, demand is likely to be increased because of the positivity, because the demand is there in the market, economy is likely to grow, and several other reasons could be there, hypothetical are these. And the B will give signal to point A that demand likely to be high, let us produce more high. So, this is how the entire signal system which goes on, and the purpose behind of giving this signal to each station or subsequent station is, let us be ready to face a situation when the demand is high, we need to be ready to a system when the demand is low. We can say as of now and the present scenario, especially into the hotel, restaurants, demand it is likely to be low. Coming 3 months or coming 5-6 months, demand is expected to be low. So, if demand it is going to be low, might be this signal will come from point D to C, they will take less item, they will purchase less grocery item, they will give signal to B, they will place less order from supplier, they will give signal to A, supplier will supply to B minimum quantity. So, it is how once the signal came into from D to point A subsequently, all the layer or all the peoples are involved in between them are in the position to understand and evaluate which of the options are more optimum and viable to manage their overall level of inventory. So, it is about A, B, C, D model, and it is how Kanban has came into existence. Now, the overall system of Kanban was developed by Taiichi Ohno. He is the person, he was the engineer in Toyota, he was working there and in Toyota. So, this contribution or the thought process of Kanban or the origin of this concept Kanban was the contribution of Taiichi Ohno. Now, as I just told you that this Kanban move into a reverse direction, and how the reverse direction is coming into, this is how the reverse direction. First, input have to be cumulative or input have to be taken from external sources, and these external sources are about economic condition into the economy, whether the consumer's income is likely to produce, whether the government is giving certain stimulation package, whether the government is assisting for a particular product whose demand it is likely to increase. So, we first has to scan and do environmental scanning, identify that which are of the goods which are likely to be into higher demand and which are of the goods which are likely to be into the lower demand, and accordingly we have to give signal to the back end. As we have seen that this government which has came into power, from the beginning they are focusing over that economy need to push or infrastructure need to be developed. If the focus remain on infrastructure development, there will be certain item or certain goods which are going to be into more demand. For example, steel it is going to be into more demand. For example, cement it is going to be into more demand. The demand for the bricks is going to be into high. The coppers it is going to be more in demand. Or iron ore will also be into the more. So, there will be several items which are expected to be higher in demand, because external environment or external situation is in favor of them or external situation is in support of them. Next situation we can say, if the monsoon has been good, if the agriculture produce has been sold out at higher prices, now the income of the farmer is likely to be high, and if the farmer income is going to be high or the farmers will be into financially into good condition, demand for the tractors, agriculture equipment, demand for these certain electronics items is expected to be high in demand, or it is likely to be increased over a period of time. So, this is how we can understand it is about external situation we say, and then we had to say that what are the taste and preferences, what kind of situation are there, and accordingly our demand has been formed. So, it is first external customer or external stimuli or external situation that will indicate about whether the demand for the product, demand for the equipment, demand for the raw material, whether it is going to be into high in demand or it is going to be into low. So, that is how the external customer it is going to be signal the pattern of demand. We have seen during this COVID period, the demand for the three items, it is first Dettol, I am to soap I am talking about, it is Savlon, and next it is Lifebuoy. During this particular period, demand for these three soaps has been very high, particularly Dettol has been into high demand considering the hygienic and the requirement of the present scenario. Now, it is the external customer who is indicating, or it is the external customer whose preferences is indicating that the demand for which of the item is expected to be high, and whatever will be the preference of the consumer, the same kind of goods are likely to be produced by the organization. It is expected in the years to come, even post COVID-19, consumers will be more hygiene conscious, they will be more health conscious, they will be more techno savvy. So, if this is the demand for this item or demand for this equipment will be driven from the external sources. So, it is the external customer who will give a, now it will, the demand will shift to the plant where the finished goods are being stored. Now, this it will be indicated to internal unit, production work unit, the demand is likely to be high for these particular units. So, please produce them. Then this unit that is going to be producing, they will indicate to the raw material unit, please keep high raw material into inventory, because in the next quarter or in the next year demand is expected to be high. Next, it is the external supplier. So, raw material unit will came in contact with the supplier and will get contact with them that how these supply can be ensured and the quantity is going to be high. So, this is how the Kanban system signal and Kanban work around. It is the external customer, they will signal, they will indicate to the company that what kind of demand will be there. Then this will be indicated or translated to through some signal to the finished goods where storage is being there. Then this store department will signal to the production work department, then the production will indicate to raw material where the raw material is being kept, and then it is the external supplier, because this raw material department or unit will be requesting or placing the order to the external supplier and they need to give the order. So, it is how Kanban signal work, and they move into a reverse way, and each of them subsequently keep on signaling for the present scenario whether the demand is going to be high or low. Now, these are the types of Kanban. First, it is the raw material Kanban. Into the raw material Kanban, what do we tell supplier when to send how much of particular items to a particular place. As just I had discussed that raw material unit will ask the supplier to supply more if demand is likely to be high. Raw material unit will ask to the supplier to supply less if demand is expected to be less. So, it depend upon the kind of situation is there in the market, and accordingly we will. Next, it is about in process Kanban, determine the amount of work in process that can be kept between any two operation in process. Determine the amount of work in process that can be kept between any two operations. So, it is something into advance or in between we are keeping between two operation carried out. Finished goods Kanban determine the amount of product to be kept on hand at any given time. Removal of material from the finished goods Kanban act as a signal for more of the production to be manufactured. So, these are the for production Kanban, the first and the most basic type of Kanban system that can be implemented. It focuses on the list of items that needed to be completed as a specific period of time to maximize the production. So, this production signal indicate about whether the production need to be increased or the production had to be decreased depending on the current scenario or requirement or the type of demand or scenario of the demand available into market or industry. Next, it is about the withdrawal Kanban. Withdrawal Kanban focuses on the movement of materials. Once one section of the process is completed by a team of worker, then the part move to the next stage. So, we say in assembly line or into the manufacturing unit, the production happen into stages. So, this stage wise. Next, it is the supplier Kanban. We ask or keep on emergency Kanban is there. Cards are used when something require immediate attention. Anything from replacing a defective part or suddenly needing some more material due to an increase in demand. Express Kanban card deal with the shortage of an item and immediate need for replacement is being made. So, this emergency Kanban and express Kanban is being maintained. Why do organizations should implement Kanban? What are the advantages of the Kanban for the manufacturing organizations? So, there are several benefits. Some of them are I am going to discuss. First, it is provide quick and precise information. So, Kanban will help the organization to provide meaningful or significant information to the earlier station that what is the scenario of the demand and whether the production had to increase or the production have to be decreased. So, this information is important to all the units in the organization or all the station into the organization, and accordingly we have to plan whether our production will be intact or not. Next, it is a provide quick response to changes. Kanban system ensure that our manufacturing system, how much time it will take or whether our manufacturing process it is in response to the required changes that are taking place into the industry or market. As I had discussed that into manufacturing unit or even into FMCG sector or into electronics industry, we have seen that several changes occurred and we have to just ensure whether our production is happening as per these changes or not. So, whatever changes is happening, it is we who had to decide, give signal to the subsequent stages and ask them to be ready for this particular situation, because the demand scenario or demand situation into the industry it is getting changed. As I discussed in the case of the FMCG or especially Dettol, that demand for this particular brand has exponentially increased at this particular period of time. Similarly, we can also identify demand for the Cipla or Cadila or any pharmaceutical drugs, especially paracetamol or API, they are being significantly high this particular period of time. So, this quick change, this change is happening, and whatever change is happening, it need to be signaled to the subsequent stages into our manufacturing process, so that we can plan and deal accordingly. Next, avoid overproduction. This is what Kanban help, that we are in the position to avoid the overproduction, keep producing only as much as are into demand, or there is no wastage has to happen. So, there will be a minimum wastage of the resources and effective utilization of the resources. Maintain full control. If we are producing or maintaining full control into our entire supply chain, or the full production had to happen. Next, delegate responsibility to workers. So, entire chain of the workers will be getting responsibility. Each of them will try to ensure that how production is likely to increase. Next, it is about Kanban rules. Kanban rules, it is ensure about that later process collect product from the earlier process. So, we will later process inform earlier process what to produce, earlier process only produce what the later process need. So, what is being produced by A, it is only being produced by B. So, production of B is only depend on A. No product are removed or produced without Kanban authority. No defect are passed to the later stage. So, there is a proper control of defect of the items too. Next, it is about Kanban implementation, regular demand from the customer. If you want to implement Kanban successfully, there should be a regular demand for the product, then only it walk into continuity, or continuously it is going to work. Next, it is about low product variation. If product variation is very high, there are more variation into the product, they are going to work, they are not going to work much, or Kanban are not going to be implemented very clearly. Next, it is about the clear flow. Continuous flow should be there, or the production had to happen into the continuously. If it happen into the break or batches, then again a problem is likely to occur. Next, it is a small dedicated machine. A small machine need to be dedicated, a small quantity need to be produced. So, if the machinery such as they are producing into the larger quantity, again it is going to be difficult to produce into larger one. A small dedicated machine, quick changeover are required, we need to schedule it, repeatable and reliable process. Our process to produce need to be more simple or one to understand. And next, it is reliable supplier. Just to make our Kanban more successful, every company has to ensure that our supplier need to be very trustable, and they are in the position to place or supply the product as and when they are into demand. So, we just need to ensure that our supplier need to be trustworthy. So, this requirement of Kanban implementation can be ensured or can be realized by into various sector or various industries, and whichever manufacturing organization, either into manufacturing or into electronics or into solar, any industry wherever we are going to implement Kanban, we need to just ensure that these parameters are going to be fulfilled, then only they would be in the position to implement the Kanban. The first, regular demand from the customer. Those goods whose demand is seasonal or whose demand happen once in a while or at only a specific period of time, you cannot keep your production into flow, or you can't keep your production continuously. So, there going to be certain problem, or the problem is likely to happen at that point of time. So, it will be easy for us to implement the Kanban when the demand patterns are uniform and demand it is same, no variation is happening. Next, it is about low product variation. Low product variation, I mean to say, Here it is about standardization. Standardization, I mean to say, while we are going to produce the goods, or the way and the processes that are going to use to produce this good, they are same. So, we do not need to change much our setup or assembly or the methods for producing these goods. So, this standardizations will help us, standardization will make or help us to implement the goods. Next, it is about the clear flow. The goods need to be keep on producing into the continuity or continuous basis. Next, it is about a small dedicated machine. Machines need to be smaller, such as they produce not into the bulk or into the larger quantity, rather into the small quantity. Next, it is a quick changeover. When we restart the changeover, it is easy. Our process need to be very simple and easy to understand, and the suppliers had to be trustworthy, so that as and when the demand it is being placed, we easily can supply, or we easily can place the order. So, the supplier also play a very important role in making our Kanban successful, and it only can happen when the supplier and company are having very friendly relationship, and both of them are maintaining a trustworthy relationship with each other. So, it was about the Kanban and how it is useful for the organization, and what we need to make and what we need to do, so that entire Kanban it is going to be a great success in the organization. Thank you so much.